stock valve springs versus the new Kibblewhite springs here. These are Kibblewhites are a double wound spring, so it's basically two springs, an inner and an outer. The stock springs are a single spring, meaning it's only got one spring. So at my installed height here, which I measured off the cylinder head, we're sitting at about 40 pounds on this one here. Now, granted, I haven't done the valve job yet. I did get new valves in. The new valves are here, which are also the Kibblewhite valves. The one-piece stainless steel instead of the stock valves, which are these right here, are actually a two-piece valve, which is pretty common. What they do is they're basically manufactured, the head's manufactured and then the stem's manufactured different, and they're kinetic welded down here at the head there. It's a cost thing, really. It's cost savings to do it rather than getting a one-piece forging. These Kibblewhites, and most good aftermarket valves are actually a one-piece forging, stainless. But we're sitting at about 40 pounds. So let's swap out one of these for a Kibblewhite and see how it does. Okay, we've put our Kibblewhite valve in there. Now on these, with the collars, that you have to use their collars that come with it, because it's got a step on the for the inner spring right here. So you'll get a false reading if you don't use their collars as far as the bottom ones go. But we are sitting at, now well, you'll be able to see this. We're sitting at just a little over 100 pounds. Just slightly over, which is good because we had like we had about 40 pounds to begin with, so we gave it another 60 pounds. And like I said, this is just preliminary test. I'm not actually setting these heads up yet because I still have to port them and clean them up, paint them, and do a valve job. And the final step, once everything's done, we got the valves seated in the heads, and and everything's done. Then we can go ahead and actually measure and record all the measurements, so we can set the installed height for the springs where we want them at. If we need to shim them, we can throw shims in there. And while I'm at it, let me see if I got the right shims here. I might have to get some shims. Now these are just standard shims that various thicknesses. I've got probably 60s and 30s and 15s. And these are going to go under the bottom collar. So basically think of it like this. All you're doing, your installed height is here. You're just raising the bottom collar up to compress the spring slightly more. But they need to fit down in the valve spring pads on the cylinder head, which are here. And these ones aren't recessed. Some of them are recessed. These aren't. So let's take one of these shims and see if it'll actually fit over the guide here. And, that one doesn't really fit very well. It's kind of hitting the back of the valve pocket here. Okay, so these definitely do not fit. They're a slightly bigger OD. And those aren't going to fit, so we'll need to probably use these here. That one fits in there perfect. So I'll probably need to get some more of these smaller ones to, if you can see, there's different thicknesses here. And I can't remember which ones these are. I've had them for years. And these are like standard car stuff. So what you're looking at, it has to fit over the size of the guide there. So, and it also has to fit down in the pocket here. Let me see if I can zoom in on that for you so you can see it. So we know these are too big OD. That one's not. That one's okay. But see, that one doesn't really fit down in the valley there without fouling. So I'm going to need some more because all I got is the bigger OD ones. As far as these go, well, that one there should fit. Yeah, that one fits. These don't. That doesn't. That doesn't. That doesn't. That doesn't. And you're not really going to know what shims you're going to need until you do all the measurements. Valve seated, you redo the installed height, measure it, your coil bind. Now, typically what I do is I'll coil bind the spring till it's not moving anymore, it's completely collapsed. And then I'll add my clearance to it. So you got to have clearance. Let me show you what that means on here. Okay, so we're at coil bind height, which was completely crushed, and we added 80 thousandths to it. Now that would be considered where we want our valve spring set at for full lift, whatever your full valve lift is. Or you'd want your full valve lift set at this height right here. So we're going to say that that's 1 point something. Let's check it out here. We're at basically about 1.10 inches, which is actually more than I wanted really, but let's see what we're sitting at on the gauge here. So if we use that as full valve lift right there, that would mean that our open spring pressure, that's with the valve fully open, rocker arm down, push rod all the way up, valve completely opened, we are at 200 and about 210 pounds, which is fairly decent. And then as far as from here, we go out. From here, we go out. Basically, we'd add our valve cam lift or valve lift to this. So you remember your rocker arm ratio. So your cam lift isn't going to be the same as valve lift. At least not on a push rod motor because you got a rocker arm with a ratio. So we're going to take that out to our full valve lift, full or installed height here, which is going to be roughly let's see where we're at here. We're about 1.448 on the installed height, which once we do the valve job will be good. Now, if we had to, for instance, let's say we didn't have enough clearance with these springs. Like your installed height was what it is for these springs, but you couldn't get enough coil bind clearance on this thing. So what you can do, I've got a tool to do it, you can actually cut these spring pockets slightly deeper. And it just goes on the end of the drill, and you just cut, it basically cuts this flat around the valve guide. So if you needed to do the pads a little bit different, you can. It's not a big deal. I mean, it is a big deal if you don't have the you don't have the right springs and you don't have enough room in there to set your clearance right, at least as far as where you want it. So you just got to remember that your coil bind height is important on there.